All right, let's be clear from the jump. This is not your average book review. Think of this more like a confidential briefing. We are opening a file on a discovery so big, so profound, it threatens to rewrite the entire story of who we are. We're opening the dossier on origin.
Okay, so when a file like this hits the desk, everything else just stops. The intel inside promises to answer the two biggest questions we've ever asked. Our mission here is to crack it open and give you the essential rundown.
First things first, in any operation, you have to clearly identify your subject. No guesswork, no assumptions, just the cold, hard facts. We need to know exactly what we're dealing with and who.
The subject is known by a single powerful code name, origin. I mean, that title alone tells you everything, right? It frames the entire mystery around the most fundamental question there is, and hints at the massive scale of the secrets locked inside.
And the mastermind behind it all? Well, it's none other than Dan Brown. You know the name. It's practically synonymous with mind-bending puzzles and ancient secrets. But really, he's the master of putting old-school faith and cutting-edge science on a total collision course. So his involvement basically guarantees a wild, fast-paced ride.
Now here's the thing. To really wrap our heads around this file, we can't look at it in a vacuum. We've got to place it where it belongs, inside the bigger operational history of the Robert Langdon series. When the stakes are this high, context is absolutely everything.
And you know what? That whole context can be boiled down to one single crucial number: 5. So what does this number really tell us about Langdon's latest and maybe his most dangerous mission yet?
So yeah, this is the 5th installment. And what that means is we're not dealing with a rookie here. Robert Langdon is a seasoned pro. He's stared down secret societies, he's averted global catastrophes, but this time, he's up against a challenge that takes aim at the very foundation of what people believe.
And if you look at the operational timeline, you can see exactly where it fits. Right after the insane biological threat in Inferno, our subject, Origin, completely pivots. It moves the fight to an ideological battlefield, really setting a whole new tone for the series. See, each file just builds on the last, raising the stakes higher and higher every single time.
Okay, now let's analyze the subject's DNA, its core programming, if you will. If we can understand its genre profile, we can pretty much predict its behavior and the kind of high-octane impact we can expect.
What's so brilliant here is how these three pieces fuse together to create this feeling of just relentless forward motion. You've got a shocking crime that kicks the whole thing off, a mystery that gives you this incredible intellectual puzzle, and the thriller element that makes sure the race for the truth is a literal sprint for your life. It's the perfect formula for a story that's going to mess with your head and get your heart pounding.
All right, every good intel file needs a spec sheet, so let's get down to the brass tacks, the vital statistics that define the physical object itself.
So it was published by Doubleday, hit the shelves on October 3rd, 2017. But I want you to look at that page count, 461. That's not just a number, my friends. That is a measure of how deep this conspiracy goes. 461 pages packed with codes, symbols, and a secret so earth-shattering that some very powerful people would absolutely kill to keep it buried.
And that, of course, brings us to the final, burning question. This dossier tells us the who, the what, and the when. But the core intelligence, that remains classified. It's a discovery that promises to answer, where did we come from, and where are we going? So with 461 pages of secrets, what is the truth that could either bring us all together or tear us apart for good? Your briefing is complete. The file is now in your hands.